Former Senator Rick Santorum told the Des Moines Register that the GOP must oppose marriage equality to avert political disaster. And he even predicted the Supreme Court would reject same-sex marriage rights in upcoming rulings. He said, quote, "The Republican Party's not going to change on this issue. In my opinion, it would be suicidal if it did." Zach, Republican commentators have urged the GOP recently to take a more libertarian stance on social issues. So I'm curious how you think the party is going to receive Santorum's message here. Suicidal, he says.
I mean, there are people who are attracted to the Republican Party because it has a very intolerant message on gay rights. There are people who that is why they like to vote Republican. They may not necessarily agree with them on economic issues, but they love the anti-gay stuff. It's the fact of life. It's part of the party. But I think that faction of the party is dwindling. And when you see conservatives talk about gay rights outside of this, very bizarre Christian conservative community that Santorum represents, they see that this demographically is a really dumb issue to be picking a fight on. They see public opinion is moving, has moved very swiftly, in fact, in the last couple of years, in favor of gay rights, in favor of extending basic liberties to all citizens.
Right.
And that the politics of demonizing a small part of the population like this just makes you look small-minded and divorces you from a lot of the rest of the population.
According to a poll on January 22nd on the abortion issue now, for the first time, I believe it showed a majority of Americans supporting abortion and legalizing abortion in all, if not most, cases. So why do you think that Santorum, in saying this, is actually gonna rally support for himself or for those who believe in his cause?
Well, remember, Santorum was anti-birth control when he was running for president. He wasn't just anti-abortion. And I think that was a really important moment because it offers a little bit of a window into, as you're saying, these conservative views on abortion and on abortion rights and on gay rights tend to go together. And I think they represent a discomfort with an idea of human sexuality that has been accepted by the mainstream of Americans for a very long period of time. I mean, there's this desire to punish women for having sex on the one hand with these anti-contraception policies, and this other desire to punish gay people for being gay with these anti-marriage equality positions. There's clearly a lot of different hangups about gender and sexuality tied into this stuff. And people who are really, really hung up on this are not suddenly going to convert one day and hear an amazing logical argument that says, "Oh my goodness, I'm being narrow-minded." That's not going to happen. But people are increasingly not growing up in households that hold those values, that seek to demonize sexuality like this. And when people go into the world and live their normal, full human lives, they see other people doing so. And I just don't see that faction of the party being the dominant faction for very much longer.